Hey guys, this is Elisa. So today I want to talk about something that I've struggled with since high school. That's my weight. Originally I came to this country from Jamaica, and when I came here was pretty slim, because in Jamaica you walk a lot of places and you're constantly outside playing and things like that. So when I came here, it was a total culture shock in all of that. Not that you couldn't play outside, but the atmosphere was definitely different. And the weirdest thing is you had way more opportunities to eat junk, so to speak, than you would back home, because back home it's a lot of like cooked food, and we had fruits for snacks and stuff like that. While here I was eating like ice cream and chips and all the lovely delicious things that there's access to here. And so as you could tell, I put on quite a bit of weight, as soon as by the end of high school. I had put on maybe like 50 pounds from when I first arrived. And as I went to college and got into my adult years, it just kind of got worse from there and spiraled out. So when I got with my husband, I made the decision I really needed to do something about this weight. And I've tried for years, but I had no one that would keep me accountable of what I was eating and how I was treating my body and stuff like that. And he was basically the only one to really hold me accountable. I've had people who try to help, but he was really on me about what I was eating and exercising and such. And so as we got down into it, and I started exercising and I started eating properly, I also started looking into what the Bible says about gluttony. And I know that word is so harsh, right? Because when you think of gluttony, you think of someone pigging out like all the time. But it's basically, I look at it as you are eating anytime and every time that you feel hungry, and you're eating whatever your body is asking you for, your flesh is asking you for. And so when we look into the Bible in Philippians 3:19, it talks about your belly being your God, and so I was like, I don't worship my belly, but I had to be honest, right? Because I did worship my belly. So if my belly was like, I want cake right now, guess what I was gonna eat? Cake. And so we know that that's not healthy, especially if your body asks you for cake at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So it was a real struggle. And then we look into Proverbs where it says that gluttony and gluttonous people and drunkards, they end up being poor. They end up in poverty, because we know, like, when you eat a lot you end up being sleepy, and the Bible talks about slumber leading to poverty and leading to you being in rags and things like that. So I had to instead focus on the part of the Bible where it says in 1 Corinthians 3 and 16 to 17, it talks about your body being a temple, your body being holy. And we know anything that's holy, is of God, and you want to take care of it. And so I had to really get into that mindset. And don't get me wrong, it was hard. It was so hard, especially, being constantly around the things that I love, because I have such a sweet tooth. And so it was a real struggle to lose the weight, because when I started dieting, I was like over 200 pounds. And it was such a shock to know that I was that weight, coming from what I know my body to be. And so I really had to take stock of what I was doing and how to fix it. And so I looked at some of the people in the Bible and how they conducted themselves when in eating, right? And so we look at John the Baptist, who only ate like locusts and wild honey. Now, I'm not saying that I would choose John's diet, so to speak, but we know like locusts are small things, and of course, honey is what it is. And so, you having portion control and having control basically of what you put in your body, you know what I'm saying, is so much better than you worshiping your belly, so to speak. And so, we even look at Daniel, who, when he was kidnapped, you know, him, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, like when they were when they were kidnapped, all the people of that city were eating meat and all these things, and he told his prison guard, listen, just give us vegetable and water, and you will see that we're way much more healthier than the other people that are around us. And when they did that, they saw the difference. And so we know that vegetable and meat are two things that are needed, and we should be eating more of it. It's so easy to get into the fried food, the OD fried foods, and the deep fried foods, and all these things, and the cakes and the cookies. And speaking of, cakes and cookies, yes, those were my weaknesses. In fact, while I was dieting, one of my guilty pleasures, or should I say my little thing to do when I was at work, would be like to get cookies. Now, you're not supposed to be eating no cookies when you're on a diet, but I couldn't help myself. It's like my body was craving that sugar. It was telling me, give it to me, give it to me. Except I realized like the more cookies I had, the more I wanted. And so it just had this spiral, of me not being able to control it. And so I had to just put a stop to it and say, no, I have to control and conduct this myself in a godly way, and that's not being gluttonous. And so I just want to say, get on a healthy start, put your body in the position to be the best that it can be, so that it can benefit you and it can benefit others. Because at the end of the day, like, if you're sluggish and always tired, you won't get half as much done as you could possibly do. And so I just want to say, healthy living is the way to go. All right, God bless.